In 2024, the UAE attracted more millionaires than any other country. It's a nation defined by gleaming skyscrapers, oil wealth, and a population where over 88% are from other countries, the highest in the world. But beneath the shine is a hidden industry, modern slavery, that exploits 50 million people and makes more than Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Starbucks combined. In the pre-dawn haze of rural India, a young man named Ravi waits anxiously on a crowded street outside a labour contractor's office. His family's debts, medical bills, a failed harvest, the cost of his sister's wedding have left them desperate. The only way out seems to be a job abroad, a 6-month hotel position in Qatar, with meals, housing, and a salary that dwarfs anything he could earn at home. The contract, stamped and written in English, is handed to Ravi and his peers. Caught up in the prospect of a better life, none realise they've been given the wrong document. The paper they sign binds them to a 2-year obligation with a labour subcontractor in the United Arab Emirates. Their passports are quietly collected for visa processing. That weekend, they board an overnight flight to Dubai. At the airport, instead of hotel staff, they're met by 2 men with a clipboard. The hotel job is delayed, they're told, but temporary work is available, maintenance and cleaning at a construction site on the outskirts of Sharjah. Within days, Ravi and the others are housed 6 to a room in a labour camp behind a chain-link fence. Ravi is just one of 50 million people worldwide trapped in modern slavery, more than the populations of New York and Los Angeles combined. In the Gulf, this system is enabled by the Kafala sponsorship framework, which binds migrant workers to their employers and hands employers sweeping control over workers' lives. Outright forced labour is technically illegal, but Kafala persists through regulatory loopholes and lax enforcement, quietly underpinning the rapid growth of cities like Dubai. Each week, Ravi's earnings are tallied against his debt. Deductions are made for food, water, and transport. There is no way home without the manager's permission. A year passes. The original recruiter in India has moved offices. His phone number is disconnected. Ravi and the others remain stranded in the desert, slowly paying off a debt they never agreed to, for a job they never accepted, under a contract they were never meant to understand. In the Gulf, the price of an indentured servant is determined by a quiet but ruthless market logic. Recruiters and subcontractors treat workers as tradable assets. The cost varies by nationality, skill level, and perceived docility. Nepali or Bangladeshi labourers might cost just $1,000 to $1,500 to import, cheaper than Filipino or Indian workers who typically demand higher wages and come with stronger embassy protections. The most expensive workers are those from countries with active labour agreements or media attention, where exploitation is riskier. Labourers like Ravi work 14-hour days, 6 days a week in the dangerous desert heat. Required breaks are often denied, and government enforcement is weak. With passports locked away, water rationed, and meals of rice and lentils twice a day, work begins before sunrise and stretches into the evening. In 2023, the UAE government reported nearly 8,000 deaths among expatriate workers, 1,700 women, 6,300 men. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, reports allege up to 21,000 migrant worker deaths over 8 years working on mega projects like NEOM, though official figures are much lower. Slavery is now the fastest growing international crime. Historically, Gulf states favoured Arab workers, but since the 1970s, the preference shifted to South Asians due to lower costs and political concerns. Today in the UAE, 96% of the employed population are migrant workers. In Qatar, 90% are migrants. Workers are typically charged a recruitment fee, often over $1,000, to secure their visa and flight. Many borrow the money or sell family land, believing they'll repay the debt within 18 months. Most of Dubai's migrant construction workers live in sprawling labour camps on the city's outskirts, far from the skyline they helped build. The largest concentration is Sonepur, with over 300,000 foreign workers. Sonepur means City of Gold in Hindi. Living conditions are bleak: overcrowded rooms, poor ventilation, leaking sewage, and undrinkable water. From there, buses ferry workers at dawn to construction sites across Business Bay, downtown Dubai, Sheikh Zayed Road, Meydan, and Dubai South. The agencies that recruit and manage these workers are often owned by politically connected business families in South Asia or the Middle East. With tens of thousands of contracts and minimal overhead, profits can soar into the millions annually. The most lucrative agencies have ties inside Gulf ministries, allowing them to fast-track visas and ignore labor complaints. Unionizing is forbidden. The labor ministry is often the only recourse, but rarely provides meaningful help. This breeds desperation and hopelessness, leading to suicides. In 2023, 72 Indian nationals in Dubai and the Northern Emirates died by suicide. In 2011, a worker jumped from the Burj Khalifa after being denied leave to go home. Even though many construction firms and subcontractors win government-backed contracts worth hundreds of millions, margins are fiercely protected. The most common tactic is wage theft. Companies delay salaries, citing cash flow issues, but still demand full productivity. There's no escape. Without passports, workers can't leave. If the job slows or ends early, there's no pay and no return ticket home. The social disruption caused by indentured servitude is felt most acutely in rural villages of Nepal, Bangladesh, and India. Fathers leave behind wives, aging parents, and children. Some never return. In places like Janakpur, Nepal, entire communities rely on remittances, turning migration into an economic necessity. Children grow up without parents, often raised by grandparents, with local labor markets shrinking as the able-bodied leave. When workers die abroad, repatriation is slow and expensive, often requiring crowdfunding or NGO intervention. Home governments rarely intervene beyond issuing condolence statements. Foreign currency keeps flowing, propping up national GDPs and feeding the illusion that this sacrifice is necessary and honorable.
For labor-intensive industries like construction, alternatives to indentured servitude are rarely implemented. Ethical recruitment, native language contracts, and guaranteed minimum wages would dramatically improve conditions. There is reason to be hopeful. Organizations like migrantrights.org are instrumental in documenting abuses and pressuring Gulf governments to adopt reforms. In Qatar, advocacy led to the partial dismantling of the kafala system and the introduction of a non-discriminatory minimum wage in 2021, unprecedented in the region.
Meanwhile, the UAE has begun piloting electronic wage protection systems to prevent salary withholding. The Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization has launched Know Your Rights guides and established labor dispute centers to empower workers. Much of this change is slow, incomplete, and sometimes cosmetic, but it's happening. Silence is no longer a given. Awareness brings scrutiny, and scrutiny drives real change. Hopefully, in its own small way, this video contributes to that momentum. Subscribe.